Hello, welcome to That's English.
We're very happy to be here with you again.
Annabelle and I are looking at our holiday photos.
Yes, look. I went to a seaside village in South Wales. And I visited a lovely island.
Well, that looks very relaxing. Look, I went hiking in the mountains and I went sailing on the lakes.
How beautiful. So let's go back to Cafe 27 with Laura and Bill and meet some new customers there, Jade and Simon.
They want to move out of London to a quieter place, but they can't agree about where to live. While you watch, try to answer this question.
Where did Simon and Jade grow up?
Simon, the more we work from home, the more we need to get out and do interesting things.
I understand that, Jade, darling.
And the less exercise and fresh air we get, the more frustrated we are. We both agree. We're tired of living in London.
I know. That's why we have to move.
Hello, you lovebirds. How are things? Still living in your lovely flat?
Hi, Bill.
Hello, Bill.
What did I say?
Simon, you know I don't like mountains. I don't even like hills.
I know, Jade, but look. At least I'm not asking you to live on a glacier. Anyway, I want to live in Scotland.
Simon, you're not listening to me. Scotland's too far north.
OK, so how about going to Brazil to live in the rainforests? It's south of London.
Look, the sillier you are, the less I want to talk to you.
Are you guys okay?
Yes and no.
We're thinking about moving house.
Yes, we heard.
But you guys have got such a lovely flat. What did I say?
We've got an IT business. We can work from anywhere. But Jade wants to live by the sea and I want to wake up near the mountains.
The point is, I don't want to live on or near a mountain in Scotland.
Jade, darling, it doesn't have to be Scotland. It could be Wales.
Simon, dearest, Wales isn't very different from Scotland. A cottage in the Scottish mountains is very similar to a cottage in the Welsh mountains.
The landscape doesn't vary greatly, but the Scottish are very different from the Welsh.
I don't want to live in a large populated city anymore. I want to live by the sea. Look at this. Isn't it beautiful?
Cornwall. It's miles away from London. It takes hours to get there. It's an isolated peninsula in the southwest of Britain.
No, it's not an isolated peninsula.
Look at this beautiful bay.
What about getting to London for meetings?
Simon, there are roads and trains in Cornwall. It isn't an island.
The more we talk about this, the more difficult it gets to decide. I grew up in the mountains. Mountains and forests are quiet and peaceful places to live.
And I was brought up on the coast. I love the smell of the sea and the sound of waves and seagulls.
Exactly. The nearer you are to the sea, the noisier it is.
And it's colder and rainier in the mountains.
Did you get the answer to our question?
Where did Simon and Jade grow up?
I grew up in the mountains.
And I was brought up on the coast.
Simon grew up in the mountains,
And Jade was brought up on the coast.
so they both want to live in the places they grew up.
In the video, Jade and Simon were comparing situations, living by the sea and living in the mountains. Watch.
Simon, the more we work from home, the more we need to get out and do interesting things. And the less exercise and fresh air we get, the more frustrated we are.
Did you notice they used the more to compare situations?
For example, the more you watch this program, the more your English will improve.
Cuanto más veas este programa, más mejorará tu inglés.
We also heard Simon and Jade referring to specific places. Watch.
OK, so how about going to Brazil to live in the rainforest. It's an isolated peninsula in the southwest of Britain.
Yes, we use the article the to refer to ecosystems like the rainforest or points on the globe like the southwest of Britain.
And we use the to talk about geographical areas, such as the Lake District, the Sahara Desert.
But we don't use the article with names of countries. Watch.
How about going to Brazil?
Wales isn't very different from Scotland.
Cornwall.
And we don't use the article with the names of lakes or mountains either.
That's right. For example, we say Lake Victoria and Mount Everest. Now maybe it's time to watch the second part of the video.
Yes, please. And see if you can answer our question. What's Jade's decision in the end?
Deciding where to live is more difficult than we thought.
It's the most difficult decision we've ever made. It was good to talk to Laura and Bill, though.
Sometimes it's easier to talk when there are other people around.
OK, let's talk about where you want to live. Just tell me more calmly than in the cafe.
OK, look at this. This is beautiful Cornwall, surrounded by the deep Atlantic Ocean.
Where the wind blows more strongly than anywhere else in the country.
Let me finish. The air is cleaner than it is in London, and the beaches are more beautiful than Scotland or Wales. There are fewer inhabitants than in many parts of the UK, and that means there are fewer cars.
There's nobody there, except in summer when tourists suddenly arrive and the population increases by 500%.
I grew up by the sea, and I've always wanted to return. I can really be myself there and feel happier and healthier than anywhere else. This is the freshest air in Britain.
It smells of fish! And seagulls are the noisiest birds in the world. I can't sleep by the seaside.
We'll be much happier than we are in London.
Cornwall is the stormiest, windiest part of the country.
But it's also the sunniest. OK, your turn, Simon. Just try and be...
Calm? Yes, of course. Look at this place. Living here, we can improve our health and our lifestyle. The air is cleaner here too. The roads are quieter than in the city. It's the healthiest environment in the world.
It's certainly different from London. It's the furthest you can get from the city. It'll rain all the time. It'll be colder than the coast in winter, and the internet works more slowly in the mountains. We'll go out of business.
The internet doesn't work more quickly when you're by the sea, Jade.
Why don't we sleep on it and think about it again tomorrow? We can go to the cafe and talk about it again in the morning. Then maybe we can talk more calmly.
So, what's the most important thing for you, Simon?
The more I think about it, the more I realise that my opinion is not more important than Jade's. I just want her to be happier than she is now.
That is the nicest thing you've said all week.
What about you, Jade? Is being by the sea really the best idea? Is it better than living in the mountains?
No. I think the best idea is to stay in London and then go on lots of holidays to the mountains.
Or to the sea.
Well, at least they agreed in the end. So did you find the answer to the question?
What's Jade's decision in the end?
No. I think the best idea is to stay in London and then go on lots of holidays to the mountains.
So Jade decides to stay in London and go on lots of holidays to the mountains.
And Simon says they will also go to the beach. It seems like a very good solution.
In the episode, we heard Jade and Simon comparing different things. Watch.
Deciding where to live is more difficult than we thought.
The air is cleaner here too. The roads are quieter than in the city.
And we also heard people comparing different actions. Watch.
And the internet works more slowly in the mountains. Then maybe we can talk more calmly.
So we could say life in the city is faster than in the country, but we should all take life more slowly for our health.
We also heard Jade and Simon comparing things and actions using superlative adjectives. Watch.
Cornwall is the stormiest, windiest part of the country. Seagulls are the noisiest birds in the world.
It's the furthest you can get from the city.
So, for example, I think Glasgow's the most exciting city in the UK.
But the people speak the fastest, and it's hard to understand them. I think London is the best place in Britain.
Well, let's see how our international friends answer our question. What's the most beautiful part of Britain, and why?
I like London most than the rest of the UK.
For me, London. I'm a London boy, born and bred, and I couldn't imagine myself being anywhere else. It's got everything that you'd want from a thriving city.
Probably Loch Ness up in Scotland, just outside Edinburgh, probably about an hour's drive. Nice countryside.
Ooh, the Cotswolds. I've had a couple of weekend trips up there. They're very nice.
I haven't been to any other part of Britain. I've just been in London, so I guess London. I really like the Thames.
Yeah, I'd say Cornwall, partly because I went there as a child, so it has happy holiday memories. It's just got everything really, beautiful beaches, lovely countryside.
For my own experience, I've not spent a lot of time in England, but I would say the west coast of Scotland's the nicest place in Britain that I've been.
Probably the Lake District, because there are lots of places to go for nice walks and lakes as well.
London, because I like the sight, and the Lake District, I'd have to say.
I would say it would have to be Croydon, where I'm from. It's beautiful for its own reasons.
I quite like west of England and sort of like London area as well. It's very cosmopolitan.
Some people mentioned London. It's certainly more exciting and diverse than many other cities.
But it's not the most beautiful place.
I think the west coast of Scotland must be beautiful. I might go there for my next holiday. There are mountains nearby and the beach.
Well, it seems beautiful, but too remote. Well, that's the end of the programme. Goodbye. See you soon.
Oh, yes. Bye-bye for now.